Are you considering getting clear aligners for your teeth? Or are you a dentist who's interested in offering clear aligners to your patients? Are you worried about AI taking over the world? Did you know that the fastest growing dental procedure is already using AI? I'm a dentist, and if you're anything like me, you may have so many questions about the process. For example, will treatment be effective? Will it be tailored to your unique needs? Will it require frequent visits to the dental office? What if I told you there's a technology that can address all of these concerns and make clear aligner treatment even more precise and effective? That technology is artificial intelligence, or AI for short. Let me walk you through some of the ways that AI is completely transforming the fastest growing dental procedure in dentistry. So do you ever wonder how the final position of your teeth in clear aligner therapy is determined? If you think the dentist is doing every single step one by one, you're wrong. The first and biggest area where AI is making an impact is in treatment planning. So when you get your aligners, your dentist needs to create a series of aligners and a series of movements to get your teeth into the final desired result. But what actually happens? You may be thinking the dentist moves each tooth one by one to the final position on a digital platform, maybe even a model, something like that, right? But that's not how it works. The process is actually pretty sweet and way more streamlined. So first of all, your records are taken in the office. Those records are processed by an AI algorithm. That algorithm uses all the data that it has about tooth movements and predictability, and then applies that to your teeth and gets it to a desired result. Now, this by no means is perfect yet. This isn't really personalized to you, right? It's just an estimation of what's possible based on all the data of other people's teeth and what moves, right? This is where the dentist or orthodontist comes into play, and it's why they are so crucial in this process. So the records were taken, the treatment plan was submitted through the software, the AI generated an outcome, and then now your dentist or orthodontist is looking at this result. They have to make modifications to this to ensure that the result is actually something that's predictable. This is the human touch, and this is why the human touch is still very important in dentistry. A lot of dentists don't actually know this, believe it or not. They think that once they submit the records and they get this, case approval, that all they have to do is hit approve and then everything will work. But that's actually what's led to so many problems with aligner systems when they first came out. So it's super crucial that you have a provider who knows what they're doing and knows how to make modifications to these cases to make sure that you get the best result possible. To help solve for this, I actually used a lot of experience from mentors and trainings, and I created a resource to help teach dentists exactly what is possible with aligners when they're first starting out. I found that when I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I had to source a lot of information, like I said, from mentors and pick their brains and go over cases. But what happened is I noticed patterns, and those patterns are actually pretty simple once you understand the concepts behind it. So I created a training program to teach dentists how to do this. The link for that's in the description below. Okay, back to the AI. So like I said, AI is already here in the industry and it is taking over. Companies like Align Technology, who are the makers of Invisalign, are using AI in their algorithm to predict tooth movement. The software uses machine learning algorithms to analyze patient data and then create 3D models of patients' mouths, which then allows the dentist to make even more customized treatment plans. This saves so much time. Align isn't the only company doing this, by the way. Their patent ran out a few years ago, so a bunch of other companies are exploding onto the scene, like ClearCorrect, SureSmile, 3M, Spark, Candid, you name it. And they're using this technology and they're trying to find ways to make clear aligners even better. I personally think competition is great for any industry, and that's exactly what's happening. The upper hand that Align has, though, is they have more patient data because they've been around longer, but it's not going to be long until the other companies catch up. Who knows though? We'll see. Now I want to ask you a question. Do you want to experience faster, more efficient, and higher quality clear aligner treatment? The second area where AI is making a huge improvement in clear aligners is quality control. So let's take a look and see what does it take to actually make clear aligners. So when you are making clear aligners, it requires manufacturing a bunch of models and then vacuum forming plastic on top of that to have each tray made. So on average, each case is around, let's say, 20 trays for 2 sets of jaws, top and bottom. So that's 40 trays per case. And those models are 3D printed, right? So 40 models, 40 pieces of plastic that are vacuum formed onto the models is what it takes to make one case. That's 80 different things that you need for one single treatment plan. Now think about how many things can go wrong in this situation. So what do you think could help reduce the mistakes and increase the quality of aligners in this entire process? Dun 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 dun, you guessed it, AI. AI can help ensure that the quality remains as consistent as possible because you take out the human error aspect in manufacturing. So many other industries do this. Other aspects of dentistry also do it. So it's not surprising that AI is already making its mark in the clear aligner space. So how is AI being used in clear clear aligner manufacturing, they're using machine learning to analyze the models that are printed from the 3D scans that are taken in office. And they're analyzing to make sure that there are no imperfections and to make sure that everything is looking the way it's supposed to. This greatly helps ensure that there are less inconsistencies and less errors in the manufacturing process, which results in higher quality aligners. Something that's pretty common is people will say that when they get their plastic trays, most of the time they fit well, but sometimes like the edge of, the back part of the tray will like kind of cut their gums or be kind of rugged. That happens because remember how I told you that you have to vacuum form plastic on top of these 3D printed models, and then that's cut out to be your aligner? Sometimes the edge of a plastic sheet that's put on the model, that tray may have an edge to it, and that can be sharper than, let's say, the inside part of that plastic. So that happens from time to time, but it's super easy to fix. Your dentist or orthodontist can easily just polish the edge of it and it should be back to normal. But wrapping up how AI is in the clear aligner manufacturing process, I just want to say, think about how boring of a job it would be to have models coming down on an assembly line, models of teeth, and you just have to analyze them and make sure that they are accurate and there's no discrepancies in it. I think I figured out a job that's more boring than being a dentist. Okay, so I want to ask you, are you struggling to monitor your clear aligner progress? Do you find that your trays don't always fit? Do you feel like sometimes your trays fit, or maybe it doesn't, but you're not really sure what it's supposed to look like because every tray is a little different? What if there was a way to know instantly whether or not you were on track to straightening your teeth? And if there was a problem, your dentist could make real-time corrections. This leads me to another way that AI is making an impact in dentistry. It's inpatient monitoring. So clear aligner treatment requires multiple monitoring visits to ensure that the aligners are actually working properly and you are on your way to straightening your teeth. It also allows for any adjustments to be made along the way to ensure that you have a much better outcome. So AI can actually help you monitor your progress. How crazy is that? So by using your camera or taking a scan of your mouth, AI can then take where the position of your teeth are at and compare it to where they're supposed to be in that phase of your treatment. That is nuts. As a dentist who does a lot of cases, this is music to my ears. I want my patients to know and have the peace of mind whether or not their treatment is going according to plan. I know the feeling of not knowing whether or not something is actually working. It sucks, right? So what do? You don't know, so you panic. You call the office and you make an emergency appointment to come in, which requires you to clear your schedule and then waste time coming into the office only to be told that everything is fine. We've all done that. Or you don't do anything. You just kind of go with it, see what happens. And then you go to your checkup appointment a couple weeks later and your provider tells you that you're way off track and now we got to restart treatment and you got 25 more trays to go. That's not fun either. Nobody wins in these situations. The good news is that clear aligner companies are starting to develop AI technology to do remote monitoring. Companies such as Candid have things that are already rolled out, and it's super exciting to see things like this develop. At a high level, what the AI can do is analyze a picture of your teeth, and then it overlays that with where the position of the teeth should be, and then this gets sent to your doctor, so then they can analyze it on their phone. If everything's going according to plan, great, you don't have to come in. If things are starting to look like they're not going in the direction they should be, well then that's when the dentist can decide whether or not you need to come in or if there's any adjustments you should make to your treatment, such as either staying in the tray longer, going back one tray, or ultimately coming in so that they can actually take a look and make changes accordingly. This helps expedite and make the entire process way more efficient. I'm a huge fan of this and I hope this starts to take over the industry. I want you to imagine feeling fully supported throughout your clear aligner journey. Someone to answer any and all questions that you may have at any time or anywhere. Someone to remind you when to change your trays. Someone to give you tips about problems that you may occur in a couple days because you're going into a new tray. Someone to give you tips about problems that you might experience before you actually experience them. Sounds too good to be true, right? It's not. You can get all of this with personalized guidance and support from an AI-powered assistant. How sick is that? So we already know this, but clear aligner treatment requires an insane amount of patient compliance to actually work, right? If you don't wear the trays don't put force on the teeth and the teeth don't move, so the treatment doesn't work. So it's literally the most important thing that's going to generate a successful outcome. So having AI-powered virtual assistants or chatbots, they can provide patients with information and support throughout their system, throughout their journey, and answer any questions that they may have and give guidance to prevent problems from occurring. This will help ensure proper wear and maintenance. So this is great for the patients because they don't have to waste time calling the office and talking to Susan at the front desk, because sometimes Susan can be busy with the patient in real time, so then the person on the phone has to wait. Then Susan will actually listen to your question, write write that question down, try to hunt down and find the dentist in the office, while that dentist is finger deep in someone's mouth, trying to remove a tooth or whatever dentists do in offices, to then hope that your question actually gets answered by that dentist. Alternatively, what if you could just pull out your phone, ask your question to the chatbot, and boom, you get your answer? That'd be pretty sweet, right? So for example, some clear aligner companies are generating AI-powered chatbots for patients to help guide them throughout their treatment. They provide tips on how to wear it. They have reminders to change your trays. They even have tips on how to keep your trays clean. They can even detect when you're not wearing your trays when you're supposed to. Talk about accountability. So what this boils down to is the fact that as a patient using AI in aligners, you can have support throughout your entire journey, have your questions answered, and feel more assured that things are going according to plan. It's all about peace of mind, and AI can do that for you. So is AI good or bad for clear aligners? I personally think AI is fantastic, but there's a lot to learn about something that is actively learning. Like, I think it can be an incredible tool to streamline a lot of simple things that take up time while still maintaining a high quality output. And this is the biggest win that we need to focus on, because as humans, we need to use our minds for more creative, more high level things that we can put out into the world, not being bogged down by ticky-tack little things that essentially can be given to an AI system. The power of automation is incredible, but I think there's that fine line between what needs to be outsourced and what needs to still be under the human control. And I feel like that line might become blurry over time, but at the end of the day, having the human touch is key. So that's my take. Let me know what your thoughts on AI are in the comments. But look, AI is revolutionizing the world of clear aligners. It's making treatments more effective, more precise, less time consuming. And whether you're a patient or a dentist, I hope this video has given you some insight into the exciting possibilities that AI is bringing into dentistry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.